I cannot stand the way you look.
Hello, everybody, my beautiful soul tribe. Welcome back to Tarot Talk Live. My name is Catherine, and I am here to do another conspiracy theory episode on the beautiful Nancy Guthrie um, case. And I'm calling it a case. I'm not calling it just a disappearance because she didn't just disappear. I refuse to continue to call it a disappearance. She was taken. She was taken. Whether she was asleep, whether she was awake, I don't know. But she was taken out of her happy place. I can only imagine that being my mom because I know how my mom is, and I know she is the exact same age, just about, and just as feisty, but she's surrounded, okay, by a plethora of family. Baby, she will not be by herself, okay? She won't be alone. That's the only difference. She probably wants to be alone. She's expressed that to me, how she would like to be by herself at some point and be able to make as much noise as she wants to make in her own home. And I understand that. But she is not in a position where she's able to be by herself. And she's accepted that. And her mobility is low. It's much like Nancy's was. You'll go a few, you know, meters and then you need to make sure you're stable or sitting down and resting and catching your breath. Okay. So I remember a girls' trip that I took with my mom to Vegas. And, you know, she was a champ on that trip. She walked so much, I couldn't imagine. Her swelling on her ankles actually went down as well on that trip. Go figure. There's a correlation. But it sticks with me. And I'm doing this today with that on my heart and on my mind because that is honestly what I have been thinking about the most these past few days. What if it were my mom? What if it were my mom? What would be and what absolutely would not even be an issue? How are those differences a factor or are they not a factor at all? And this is purely just coming from my heart right now because I want to make this reading all about what is most important right now, and that is finding Nancy. And the biggest thing for me, and something that stuck with me, that I watched on one of the investigative reports, and I can't remember which one, but it was the idea of someone being vocal I think it may have been Nancy Grace. Y'all know how I love her so much. I only watch a few now. Okay. I only will lean or, yeah, lean or loan my energy towards a small couple few. Okay. A small bunch because there's a lot of junk out there. But Nancy Grace is very respectable, and I watch her heavily. Lady Zelda Kelly is another highly respected tarot reader. She is more than just a tarot reader, she is a forensic, what I want to call a forensic investigative tarot reader, if I'm not mistaken. I want to get it right now. What is my lady Zelda? She is absolutely one of the most beautiful readers um, out there that I've heard and had the pleasure of listening to, learning under. I'm just a new subscriber of hers. I just came across her recently, and this couldn't be the most important time of my journey because I'm in the learning and listening phase more than I am talking or reading or, showing or motivating others or doing or any of that thing. I'm in the learning and listening phase. And what a amazing honor it is to feel like a student of hers because she's such an eloquent teacher. And I will be seeking her services for more in depth classes because she does offer various services. She's very talented and I can learn a lot from her. I'm a baby in my journey, okay? I've been gifted my entire life with the gift. I've only come to know it after my son transitioned to heaven. One of my sons. And so I didn't even recently become tarot reader until about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So here I am today, still learning, still a baby in my journey, a baby in my journey. But she is an amazing guide and she's already taught me so much. So I did want to take out a few minutes of this to also highlight some of the respected sources that I also watch when I am getting up to speed on things in certain areas. Nancy Grace is my legal area. Ashley Banfield is my information, eagle. She is amazing and also legal expert and information. And Lady Zelda is my all things spirit realm with also scientific and also intuitive and also just a very beautiful, kind person. And she sings like a bird. She reminds me of my grandmother when she sings. But y'all do go check her out because, again, as I feel like I am ascending at a level that I didn't even know was even imaginable, that I was even capable of ascending. I've come across her, and I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I'm in this new phase of listening, hearing, feeling, knowing exactly what those things are, discerning what those things are, and then using it. And being ever so grateful, thankful, humble, ready to learn the next new thing, ready to go over the things that I think I know, okay? Because that's just me. All of my ex-bosses, current people that I work for, okay, clients of mine, they'll all tell you I'm a perfectionist. I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to do things right. I want to get it right. I do. I want to get it right. I want people to be satisfied. I want them to have something to come back to. I want them to be able to learn from me. Okay. And that's just how I roll. But enough about that. But it's important because, again, I am doing this. I'm switching things up a little bit, just a little bit for this particular episode, okay, of conspiracy theories. So bear with me, you guys, because I'm just kind of doing something a little bit different here. So I did have some questions that I already pretty much had ready to go, but I'm changing things up today. Here it is. And I'm going to start first with, I'm going to do something for the collective. And this is something that I would like to start doing moving forward as much as possible. I won't be able to do it in every episode, but I will have, as much as possible, a time carved out where I would like to answer questions that you all ask or things that you want to know or things that, you may have said, things that just kind of randomly make you go, throughout the case, whatever it is, I would like to know. Not that I have run out of questions, because as you can see, I have pages and pages and pages of questions, some that I can't even answer. This is just one of many books that I have, you guys, with pages and pages and pages of questions. But some that I can't ask now, some that are not appropriate to ask on camera, some that I wouldn't ask, some things that I just wrote down as thoughts that I wanted to know. But there was a question that came up that someone asked, and it was a beautiful, lovely subscriber. And this beautiful, lovely subscriber goes by the name of Monica Mullins. So thank you, Monica, for your question. And so the viewer, and we're going to call it viewer's choice. Okay. We're going to call it viewer's choice. So viewer's choice, this is one of the questions that was asked. And I believe that this may have happened on either day 33 or day 34 when this actually took place. But according to Monica, there was a lady that walked on to the front porch area of Nancy's in the middle of the day. Very mysterious, very strange, it was off-putting because of the way this woman not just went up there, but I don't know if she appeared to leave something. Let me go to the actual question. The email that my subscriber sent me. One second, guys. Let me pull that up because there was a little more detail behind it that struck me. Okay, so well, that really helps. Sorry, guys. There it is. Okay. So, okay. So, I got it. So, the lady walked up the driveway. According to Monica, she walked up the driveway up on the front porch. Okay. She had her back to everyone. And it wasn't really, I guess it wasn't clear if she was like taking photos of some kind. She was carrying her phone. Um, and she had something that looked like a bag with a zipper on it. She was up there for a few minutes and then she turned around, came back down the driveway. Okay. And then she gave JRL investigates this like really bad look. Okay. Some kind of side look. This just like bad look. As he was trying to ask her questions, she wouldn't answer and she didn't say a word. And then a white car came back and picked her up. She got in the car, they drove off. Okay. Car had Texas tags. So there's that. So let's just look into this because inquiring minds just want to know why was she there and what was she doing, Sorry, guys. I don't know if that was. Okay. Why was she there and what was she doing? Why was she there and what was she doing? Let's look at the tarot messages first. I like to use the oracle, but I also like to use the tarot first. I haven't been doing that. I feel like tarot cards are like, hey, look at that. See what I mean? And there's an oracle message in the cards. Can you imagine? We have wish here. What was the lady on Nancy's porch doing the other day? Why was she there and what was she doing? Okay, Well, and I don't need to do a whole lot of shuffling. According to Lady Zelda Kelly, because shuffling it scatters the energy from the cards. You don't need to do all of the acrobatics. You know, you don't. The card, see how that card just flipped? If a card wants to come out, it will come out. You have to be gentle with the cards. Don't be so rough. And I'm learning this. See, these are one of the things that I feel that will help me as a tarot reader. It'll help me to slow down. It'll help me to feel the energy. It'll help me to lean more into the cards and into the words that I'm saying, the things that are happening around me. Okay. So we have the Two of Wands here. And there's a little guy that's sitting here. It looks like he's sitting. Wow. It looks like if you ask me, it looks like there's a portal of some kind. And he's sitting in the window of this portal. On the outside of the portal, you see a whole bunch of what looks to be like steps. You could interpret this as steps. You could interpret this as steps or the side of a building, maybe. But anyways, outside of the portal, it looks like fire. Okay. I'm just telling you like it is. We got wands here. This is the Two of Wands. Okay. And this is fire. He's sitting in a portal. On the other side, there is fire. So, you know, there's a telescope. Oh, wow. So it looks like this is very, very interesting, guys. I'm serious. I've never seen a Two of Wands like this before. Well, Two of Wands represents a door. Okay. It represents a door or a portal. Okay. And that's why we're seeing portal here. It also represents a decision. Okay. Should I go this way or should I go that way? Okay. Making some sort of a decision or some sort of a plan to act, to do something. Two of Wands in the upright also represents someone who is outside or they're thinking about leaving their comfort zone or they're thinking about taking some sort of a risk or doing something, taking some sort of an action that they wouldn't otherwise take. They're not really sure about, but they're thinking about it. They're making plans on it. Okay. But we have portal here, and then we have this person with the telescope, which tells me that this is someone who is trying to see. Okay. someone who's trying to see if there is a portal or if they're trying to see. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I have heard a lot about portals being very prevalent in this area of the country. That's all I can say. I will be doing more research into it. I'm not well versed. Don't quote me. But what is the name of the show you're watching? That'll tell you just a little bit about some of the things I have looked into. Let's see what else comes here. Why was she there? What was she doing? Why was she? Okay. There's quite a bit here. So we have the Six of Swords here. The Six of Swords is an energy of leaving or moving away, departing from a situation, making a hasty departure. So when we talk about portals and hasty departures, and then we had wish come out. I mean, it did. It was in the deck, you guys. I put it back here. I said, oh, I'm going to start with the tarot today instead and look at what was in the tarot deck. An oracle card. And it says wish. And someone is blowing something. They're making a wish and they're blowing, but it's not a candle. They're not blowing out a candle. They're blowing some sort of dust that it's lit. Their hand, it's like there's some sort of a light source in their hand, and coming out of it is some sort of a dust, like a magic dust, and they're blowing it. So I don't know if this person that was at the door was doing some sort of a ritual and they were channeling, you know what I mean? Like it's like some cultures, especially native, they have certain rituals when people have transitioned to help, that spirit to make its journey safely to paradise or heaven or that sort of thing through ascension. So this could potentially be someone who showed up and said that they wanted to help Nancy get home, okay, wherever home was. They were sending off a prayer. I feel like that is what this means. But let's see what else we have. And again, Six of Swords, you're helping something to move along. Okay? This is all about departure, leaving a situation. Okay? Quick departure. A quick departure. And this is a communication card. The swords are all about communication. Okay? They're all about communication. And it's interesting because in this particular Six of Swords, 3 swords are right underneath this person's hand, which is extended out over the swords, almost like a bridge. And it's almost like it giving me energy. It's also giving me native energy, you guys. This is giving me tribal native energy. Look at the jewelry that this person is wearing that's holding the hand out. And look at this person that's standing on the edge of this hand. And this hand has to be divine. This is a hand of protection, helping for safe passage across this icy, turbulent, cold water. This is some sort of a ritual that was being done. I feel like the lady that was on the porch was doing some sort of a ritual. That is my final answer, and I'm sticking to it, but I'm going to read the rest of the cards that are here. But thank you so much, Monica. What a beautiful contribution to the channel, and thank you for the question. And anyone who is interested, please put your questions in the comment section. I think she put it in the chat and I happened to catch it, but I'm begging you guys to please put your questions in the comment section. That way they will be there. They will go straight to my email. I believe if you put it in the chat to me, it may come to me. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look into how that works, but I prefer if you would put it in the comment section. That way they're there and I can make sure that I record those questions and, put them into rotation. So the next up is the Knight of Cups here. This says Knight of Emotions, okay? Knight of Cups. Guess what the Knight of Cups does, you guys? First of all, cups are all about love, emotion. All right? It's also nurturing. It's also, if you think of medicine, right? You think of healing, right? The Knight of Cups acts as, just as you would say in a love reading, the Knight of Cups is flirtatious. The Knight of Cups, is likes to mingle in a crowd. The Knight of Cups likes talking to others and getting others on the same team or getting people together. The Knight of Cups is charming, but the Knight of Cups has a knack for negotiations, right? And if you think about the tribal culture, you think about them having a guide or someone who is in that particular tribe that they would go to in times of, someone who has transitioned, right? Someone to, like a priest or someone to come and do a certain ritual, because that person is known to have that capability to negotiate with the spirit guides or, that sort of thing, or the divine. So there's that Knight of Cups acting on behalf of Nancy in this way, but in a spiritual sense. Okay. I don't feel like it was anything dark, because when I see wish here, I feel like the star. I do. It's giving me hope. It's giving me healing. And the star is all about wishes coming true. Okay. So this is a positive energy. It's a positive thing. When it flipped out, I'm glad it did flip out, because it did. It set the tone. This is positive. There is nothing, I don't feel dark. Also, the symbolic she did drive off in a white car. It does say that in Monica's description. Very, very detailed description. Monica, thank you so much for your email. I believe Monica emailed me directly. And so that was awesome. So thank you so much. But in your description, you very clearly stated she got into a white car, or a white car came back and picked the lady up. She didn't say a word. Isn't that something or interesting? She wouldn't say a word. She wouldn't answer anything. She wouldn't say a word. Okay. And it just says the lady who got out of a white car. So I think that also Monica's description, it was so descriptive, and the fact that there were no specific features mentioned about the lady, just lady getting out of a white car, I think was also gives a lot of credence to who she was, because she wasn't there to stand out, or it almost just seems very off-putting, right? Like, where did she come from? Right? That's different. Next, we have the 10 of Swords. Now, we all look at the 10 of Swords and we shiver, right? Because it represents this ending. But it also recognizes or represents something coming to a close. And I feel that whatever ritual, prayer, well wishes, positive thoughts, whatever this lady was doing, I'm almost certain that in her mind, Nancy is tired because she's been searching. She hasn't been found. Thus, her spirit is not settled. It never will be until she is found. And that prayer or ritual or of release that I feel this was a ritual of release, because that's what happens at the 10 of Swords. You release something because it's over. Do you see what I'm saying? So that right there is huge. That's sitting on me heavy. And at the end of it all, how wonderful to rest on a queen. And we have the Queen of Wands here. This is all about being sure. Being sure that something is being done. Okay? Queens are there to get things moving. Period, point blank. And queens are there to initiate what needs to happen during that process. So to me, this was some sort of spiritual communication that was taking place on behalf of Nancy's safe passage over or across the elements back home or to a place of safety. Wow. That's exactly what it was. Under the deck, we have the Ace of Wands here. We have the Ace of Wands. We started with the Two of Wands. And now we have the Ace of Wands. So I learned another thing through Nancy, through Lady Zelda Kelly. And I'm going to say relearned because I learned all about the cups, all about the wands, all about the swords, all about the pentacles, the characteristics that each of them hold, what they represent, their multiple meanings, in depth, at a glance, different card meanings, and the like. But one thing that I did not remember to take into major account were the different signs and what they represent. Okay? Because all four of them represent different things when it comes to aces. Because the aces are about timing. And when it comes to the timing of it all, when it comes to aces, what they all represent. And I learned that for days are represented by wands. I was going to say weeks. But days are represented by wands. It's days. Weeks are represented by swords. Months are represented by cups. And years are represented by the pentacles. Or the pentacles represent years. Listen, I think I just said it backwards. But you know what I mean. So wands are days, guys. Wands are days. And if you think of it, it's the more instant of gratification. So that makes much, much more sense to me. How the Ace of Wands would be the one that would happen the quickest. You see what I'm saying? It's fiery, it's quick, it's now, it's action, it's jumping into a situation. You know what I mean? Everything happening fast, starting quick, ending quick, everything quick. Everything quick. And the Ten of Wands here. Interesting. So going from the Ace to the 10. So if you think about that again, you have one day and you have 10 days that follow. And the 10 of Wands represents some sort of a burden, or this could represent someone going through some sort of a struggle. 10 of Wands also represents someone who's running out of steam. They're getting tired. They've run, they've walked, they've done it all. And now they're at the end of the road. But they went from the Ace of Wands to the 10. So again, there's an energy of action, helping someone to get there. And look at what we have at the end of that road. We have the high priestess. Okay, this is it. This is higher power. This is divine guidance. This is someone who's being spiritually led, or someone who's their path, it's like it's been made shorter. Do you see what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think about that. But that was deep. So thank you, Monica, because that was a hell of a way to start this off. I hope you guys have hit those like buttons, okay? If you are new to the channel, bless you so much. It normally kicks off a lot differently, but I said today's show is going to be a little different because I don't know. I just overwhelmed today, okay? And I'm just wanted things to go a certain way. So we are going to let this be our episode of Conspiracy Theory Shorts today, but this is our special version where this is going to be considered viewer's choice. Now, I will be doing these more often, you guys, and I may also just kind of randomly upload these throughout the programming so that you guys also have something that's a little bit different, but also very relevant and on topic. All right. And I am dedicating majority of my time and energy to Nancy until she's found, until this case is solved. I cannot rest, it seems. I feel very emotionally connected. Not just because she could be my mom, but because she's someone's mom and grandma. And she's just a lady who just wanted to live her life. So more questions are coming because there's so many more things that we need to be looking into. But that was interesting. And yeah, very interesting. You let me know what you guys think about the lady. If you guys saw it, let me know. Share in the comments any information that you guys may have. And if you have any questions that you would like to see asked and answered here on this channel by me, put it in the comment section. Okay? Because there's a whole episode of Conspiracy Theory Shorts just for you guys. All right? Now, I would like you guys to be subscribed to the channel. I mean, that is kind of one of the things that I would like. So please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because I will be taking subscriber questions only. Okay? But thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Take care of yourselves, each other. God bless. And until next time, bye.
Do, do.